What's up, everybody? This is Crowbar back from a much longer than intended hiatus, and today I'm going to bring you a couple of quick little tips and tricks, exploits, whatever the hell you want to call them, for Rise of the Tomb Raider on PS4. I'm very well aware that this game is not exactly new for a lot of gamers, but PS4 people didn't get it until a little bit ago. I ran into a couple little exploits that I think are pretty helpful, so I figured I'd share them, because frankly I don't know if these actually even work on the Xbox One version of the game. But if they do, hey, kudos to you. You can use it too. So I am also, just so we're all clear, I am playing the 20th anniversary version of the game. So all the DLC came included. I don't know if that's going to affect anything, but that is what I'm on. And the game version, like patch version, is 1.06, I'm pretty sure. I'll double check that and pop up an annotation if that's wrong. But yeah, so that's what we're working with, and we're just gonna swing right into it. We're gonna do two quick little exploits today. One of them is for farming salvage, specifically like the metal salvage material and technical parts, which you're gonna need a lot of to upgrade all your guns. And the other one is potentially an infinite XP glitch, though I'm a little shaky on whether or not it's 100% replicatable. There's not going to be any spoilers or anything like that in this thing, or at least as minimal as I possibly can say. I'm going to be saying the name of a few locations and vaguely what happens in specific rooms at some of these locations. So we are currently not where we need to be. So we're going to jump up. We're in the Soviet installation, I'm pretty sure, as far as the main map is concerned. Yeah, this is the first big area you're going to get to in the game. And what we're going to do is teleport up to the Gulag base camp. You cannot do this farm until you have finished the story in the Gulag. I'm not going to say anything about what goes on there, but you have to have gone through the story there and gotten out again, so that you can teleport into this specific base camp before you can actually use this farm. So we're going to go ahead and jump up there and get this rolling. Okay, so here's going to be the long and short of it. Much like in the first game, you're going to have a bunch of weapons in this game. If you have the 20th anniversary version, you're going to have even more weapons than you normally would, because the game's going to give you a bunch of like the special DLC weapons for free. They all kind of do upgrade in schools. So, for example, if you upgrade the recurve bow, you're going to upgrade all of the DLC recurve bows at the same time. And that's going to go for all of the weapons, period. With the exception of the axe, because it is only an axe. Like, you don't have any other axes to play with. This is just a skin on the climbing axe, because of the outfit that I'm currently wearing. So, basically, all of the organic components for hunting and stuff like that, pretty easy to farm. There's 2 or 3 locations in the game you can bop around to, and wildlife seems to spawn way more commonly than it did in the last game. But salvage and the technical parts, which you need almost exclusively, like you do need them for some of the bows. What do I use? I use the Death's Breath, I think. Yeah. Like the recurve bow, or no, this is a compound bow. Some of them do need like technical parts because they are mechanical in some nature, but you're largely going to need a lot of them for your guns. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Like, let's see, I've only got one more upgrade for my break action, but it's going to need, it needs 3 technical parts. This is a bad example, actually. This one seems to need more skins. Jesus. But, you get what I'm saying. And farming the salvage and the technical parts is a bit harder. You can, again, pop around to specific locations. I'm not going to name them in case anybody's still playing through. I haven't actually finished the game myself yet. So you can pop around, get some NPCs to spawn, some regular grunt guys, kill them and hope they've got some on their body. And you can do that, and you will eventually get everything you need to get in order to farm, or you farm enough stuff to upgrade everything. You don't actually have to upgrade everything. I just want to, because that's what I do. So anyway, you're going to teleport into the Gulag here. This is about halfway through it. You've already completed a decent amount of it at this point in time. And you're going to come up to this gate here, and like it seems to have this time, occasionally, you're going to spawn some dudes here. There's only 4. They're not difficult, especially once you're to the point where you are ready to farm stuff. So we're just going to off these little dudes, and we'll move forward. Sometimes these guys don't spawn because the guys on the other side of the gulag spawn instead. How'd you get behind me? Looks like I got 5 this time, actually. That's interesting. Stab you with an arrow. Alright, anyway. So, yeah, as you can see, you can loot these grunts. You can get technical parts, which are those little spring-looking things. You can get all the ammo types, which is pretty handy if you just need to farm some ammo. But as you can see, they only got salvage off of one of those guys, and salvage you just need by the boatloads. So if these guys do spawn, you know, gravy, really easy to kill, a bit of extra salvage as you go through this stuff. But you're going to run over here, and when you get to this room in the actual story mode, you're going to come in here, and these guys are already going to be dead. I'm not going to tell you why, but they'll already be dead, and you can loot them. And I think it's a glitch in the game that because these guys don't ever disappear, it doesn't actually flag them as having been looted, and it doesn't despawn their bodies. So you can come back as many times as you want and loot these 4 dudes. And you're not always going to get salvage off of them. I got cloth and arrow there. He's got cloth and arrow. He's got technical parts on him. And he's got cloth and arrow. So this is a pretty bad one to have. But this is not exactly common. I usually get at least 2 of them having salvage pieces on them. So I'm going to show you real quick that this is 100% farmable. Every time you fast travel away and fast travel back here, those 4 guys are lootable again. And it is so much faster to just bop in here and at most have to kill 4 dudes than it is to fast travel all around the game map and then hunt down the roving parties of guys. So yeah, we're going to just pop away to, say, this base camp because it's the closest one to click on. It doesn't really matter where you go. You actually can combine these 2 glitches that I'm going to show you in order to farm a bunch of parts and experience at the same time. It does take a little bit of time, but I can kind of explain that at the end once we go over the other glitch.
Alright, so we have fast traveled away. I might end up cutting this out, but, oh shit, pardon me. We're just lower down in the same exact valley, just at a different campsite. We're going to pop back up to the gulag again.
Okay. And we're back, and we're running, and as you can see, I mean, I don't know if you could see the guy that was in here before when I came in, but nobody's in front of me, which means no one is here, so we can just run on through. We get back to this room, and hey, look, all these guys are lootable again. Unfortunately, he doesn't have anything on him I need. Oh, good God. Bad example this time. See, he's got grenades this time. That at least does show you that their loot does change. And see, I would have gotten technical parts there, but I've done this so many times that I actually have more technical parts than I have salvage, and they're supposed to be the rarer of the 2. So yeah, you can do this over and over and over again. And honestly, again, like when those guys pop up, it's actually usually a bit beneficial just to get 4 more targets that you can loot off of in one really short little chain. So now we're going to show you what I call the stealthy exploit. And we're going to jump to the first base camp of the Soviet installation. So same main area, just way earlier in it. This, again, I don't really even consider a spoiler because it happened so early in the game. So we're going to jump over there. Okay, so we are at our first base camp. And below us is the first kind of like real encounter with the mercenary area. You can kind of see it over there. That's where we're going to be going. And so I'm going to say again, I'm not 100% sure that this exploit works all the time. I've managed to replicate it twice on this account, and then I just made another playthrough and ran through it as quickly as I could to get to this moment. And so what you're going to do is on your first time through here, you're not going to have a whole lot of equipment. I think you have the bow and maybe a pistol, not much. But regardless, you're going to want to be, as the exploit's title would imply, stealthy. Because in certain sections of the game, you get a bit of bonus experience for getting through them without alerting anybody, or by killing everyone before they knew you were there. And it seems to cause a bit of a glitch. In that, what you can do afterwards, at least at this area, is come back and get it again and again and again, even if you aren't stealthy. So the main thing you need to do, and the game even kind of encourages you to do it when you get to this area, is you want to get through this first group, the very first time you go through the story and are in this area. And again, I don't know if this is replicatable without doing this first. You can leave me a comment down below if it works regardless. But you want to come back here, and you want to get through these guys. I think there are 4 or 5 in the story version, and they're all just kind of meandering around and chatting and shit like that. You want to get through here without any of them seeing you. Whether that means sneaking all the way through without even attacking them, which I wouldn't recommend because it's incredibly difficult with the stairway that comes up in the next area, because there's a dude like at the bottom and top of it, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, you just want to take them all down as quickly and efficiently as you can, and get through the entire area up until you ride that zip line up there without anyone seeing you, and get the stealthy bonus in the game. And at that point, you can come back and do this section any way you want to. It doesn't matter if they see you after the first go through, as I'm probably about to illustrate. See, they definitely knew I was here. I'm just plinking at them because I can. How did you take that third arrow and not die? Oh, you know what? We're just gonna do this. Boom. Boom. Okay, so they clearly all saw me. I was not stealthy. But that's all of them for here. Again, like I said, you can kind of string these 2 farms together, and you'll end up making a decent amount of salvage farm work in the process. But yeah, so we're gonna run up through here, and I'm probably gonna fast forward this a little bit because it's not the fastest farm in the game, but it's the only one I've seen that doesn't seem to get scaled down as you repeat it. If you go farm the randomly spawning enemies, you only get full experience for killing them the first time, and then every time you farm the same randomly spawning group, it's much reduced down to like you can just get like 1 XP per kill. But yeah, we're gonna jump over here. Always gotta press square on that guy. And then, even though we did not do this stealthily, we're gonna go over this zip line, and as soon as we hit the ground on this other side, it should trip. Hey look, stealthy bonus. And see, at first I thought that was genuinely just a glitch, that maybe it was just showing me that visual pop because I got it last, however long ago, and it was just freaking out. That is genuine repeatable XP because I have indeed leveled just from getting it. So at that point, all you gotta do, if you're just here to farm the XP and you're not doing the full circuit, all you gotta do is run over to this room. This room also a stellar room to get the triple threat trophy, which is killing 3 guys with 1 shotgun blast. If they don't spawn in that courtyard, they'll often spawn in here. And when you pop down, you can just hide behind this box here, and they'll have different random layouts, and a couple of times I've had all 3 of them just sitting in this little open area, and you just aim at the one in the middle and hope to get the other 2. It's a bit of a chancy trophy, but in any case, a little bit of bonus stuff there for you. That is exactly where I got it, completely on accident, because I was intending to farm it later on one of the level replay kind of things. But in any case, if you're just here to farm the XP, you're gonna hit this campsite, and you don't, unlike the gulag, which you actually do have to leave in order to redo it. You just need to pop back to the top of the Soviet installation, and you can run it again and again and again, and keep getting that 75 XP bonus forever until you're bored. So if you're playing the Extreme Survivor mode and you just want to get your perks, or you accidentally leveled up wrong and you're trying to play legitimately, but you bought 1 perk when you meant to buy another, you can grind out another perk here really easily. Or if you can just want to get them all and breeze through the goddamn game to get your trophy, that works too. But I'm going to run through this one more time just to prove that it is indeed repeatable. And hopefully you guys can tell me in the comments whether or not you even need to be stealthy the first time through to get this bad boy done. I suppose I could test that for myself, but I don't really feel like it. It takes about half an hour or so to get through the early bits of the game just to try this exploit. Guess what? You're dead, son. Ooh, yeah, more salvage. Awesome. And see, this is why, like, combining these two strings together, so, like, run this, and then when you get to that second base camp after the room, where with the potential 3 guys. Oh, hey. I actually need shotgun ammo for one. Yeah, run this, and when you get to the base camp on the other side, jump to the gulag, farm there for your 3 or not 4 or whatever corpses, and then when you need to leave the gulag to reset them, just jump back to the top of this installation and just keep on rolling. And before you know it, you'll have everything fully upgraded and all of the perks you could possibly want. Boop-a-doo. Jump. And we're gonna hit the ground. Stealthy, even though I definitely wasn't. So yeah, there you have it, folks. 2 quick, easy little exploits. I don't know if these are already well-known exploits, something like that. Like I said, I didn't get the game until just before Christmas. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it's helpful for you. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button for me. Maybe hit that subscribe button. You want to see other stuff like this? I do have a couple other little like tips and tricks or Easter egg or exploit things that I've done in the past. I'm also just about to post a review that I've been working on for like 2 months, so it's not even culturally relevant anymore, but hey, I already did it, so I might as well put it up anyway. But yeah, aside from that, I make a whole bunch of other stuff, lots of Let's Play stuff. I'm working on a couple other things that I don't normally do just to kind of test the waters and see what you guys like. And like I said, if you have confirmation that this works without being stealthy the first time, or just make sure that it does indeed work across the board as long as you are stealthy the first time, I would love to have that verified. So make sure you leave a comment down below if you end up using this and it works to my specifications. I would appreciate it a lot. So thanks for joining me today, guys, and I think that's about it. So I'll see you flockers later. Bye.